Now, the Supreme Court has affirmed Edozie Njoku as the national chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. In a lead judgment, Justice Garba Lawal held that it was Edozie Njoku, not Victor Oye, that was wrongly removed at a court in Jigawa State without being joined as a party in the suit. But despite the clarification from the Supreme Court, Victor Oye is insisting that he remains the national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Oye said his leadership of the party is not in dispute and that it was settled long ago by the Supreme Court in October 2021. Now, to back his own claim, Oye presented a letter signed by the Registrar of the Supreme Court to the Inspector General of Police, disowning Njoku and the purported judgment of the court, with which he has previously paraded himself with as the national chairman of the party. Now, the controversy rages despite the Supreme Court judgment. Well, joining us now in the studio, the two men laying claims to the chairmanship of APGA, Edozie Njoku, is here, and then, of course, Victor Oye is supposed to join us from our offsite studio. Let's start with you, Edozie Njoku. We've seen the other contending party saying that what you have got from the Supreme Court is just your name being included, and that the Supreme Court wasn't outright in the statement that you are the new national chairman of APGA. He is saying that he has a statement and a letter from the Inspector General of Police, which the IGP of Police wrote to the Supreme Court to clarify on who is the correct chairman of APGA. And in that letter, the Supreme Court allegedly said that he is the right chairman. What's your response to that?
Thank you very much, my brother. I was not even going to go down this route I'm going now, but I'll go down that route to answer some specific questions. The Chief Registrar of the Court on the 1st of August or the 1st of September of last year wrote a letter to the police saying that they disown the judgment that CTCs made some statement that not that they disown, that is not really the judgment of the Supreme Court. Wrote it to the police. These were all games that were played. The judges were on holiday. And they went behind the back and got the CR to write that letter. This was a letter that prompted a retired judge to come out to write the other letter.
That was Justice Mary Odili.
To write the letter to say that, blah, 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 we all know about the letter. Not just that, that same lady, 3 months later in November, wrote me back on behalf of the Chief Justice of Nigeria to say and called in there, addressed me as a national chairman to tell me to come to court by way of a motion that we went to yesterday.
Yes, which you wrote to the court.
Which I wrote to them.
And the court's decision. Yesterday was actually a ruling, not a judgment.
It was
Victor Oye says that since the judgment was granted in October 2021, that judgment subsists and there's no fresh judgment.
Let me finish now. We need to wait to the Supreme Court. We are talking about this as if the world ends today. On Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, that order, that judgment, that ruling is going to come out, where they said that Oye's name has been deleted from the judgment. They said that the case has now gone back. It's when we see it. All these things, and we shouldn't even be going down this route. This is a drowning man who has lost out.
Oh, well, you're getting too personal.
No.
And I'd like to let our viewers know that we had intended to pair both men right here on the set, but both men wouldn't want to be paired. And of course,
I love to be paired.
We are expecting Victor Oye to agree to join us from our overflow studio if he can, because we had wanted both of you to be right here on set to talk to us about the facts of this matter.
Your correspondents were in court, so I was watching what was said about the governorship candidate of the governor of Osun State, and it was made clear that once the appeal court had spoken and Supreme Court has not, it's done. Once the Supreme Court has spoken, it's over. All these things are things coming up from the side. What is it all about? They said his name should be deleted. Should be deleted from there, which mentioned him as the national chairman of the party.
Yeah, and some of the steps that you have taken since that ruling was made on Friday is what's been disputed. You're calling some of the House of Assembly members elect and all of that to submit all their certificates to you, and then that you call Governor Chukwuma Soludo and tell, and you told him that he should come together so that you see how you can work.
I said that way.
How do you react to this?
No, please. When we say all these things on press, and sometimes people are not able to defend. On press there, Soludo is the governor of Anambra State. He must intervene into this and stop this thing you guys are doing. The press are encouraging Oye.
We are not saying that. Oye actually made a statement.
If Oye makes a statement, he has been removed, deleted by the Supreme Court. Why are we still making him relevant?
Well, INEC hasn't affirmed you as the APGA national chairman yet.
INEC is still there to receive the judgment that is coming. The judgment was just yesterday. Oye has been deleted and he's going around carrying file. Have you seen when they file? It's done by the Supreme Court. I don't need to carry any papers. The last time I saw, I was carrying big papers. Papers are over. Supreme Court has spoken. Anybody carrying paper now is trying to confuse.
And so what steps for reconciliation have you undertaken?
That's another thing we're talking about. If you're telling Oye we're talking about reconciliation, we talk about like to like. You bring in House of Assembly, you bring in Soludo, you bring in all of them. The first thing is that there's no confusion over the Supreme Court judgment. None whatsoever.
Well, he said...
Wait, let me finish what he said.
It's a ruling and not the judgment, that the judgment is still substantive.
They started off by saying that Supreme Court amendment, I forged it. They went again to say Odili was forged. Now that the Supreme Court has done it, it's no longer relevant. And you come to tell me that it's not relevant. Let's call it a spade a spade. Call a spade a spade.
Have you written to the Inspector General of Police to reverse that statement?
Wait,
based on the new Supreme Court ruling?
It only came out yesterday. The ruling is not out. And we've written to them already and also informed them. They went to court to also say in court that you know what they've said. So leave the Inspector General of Police out of this. It's not what happened yesterday was that the Supreme Court said Oye's name should be deleted. You didn't use it. Should be what?
Well, I don't want that to come from my mouth.
Chief
Victor Oye is now joining us from our Overflow studio. Chief Victor Oye, talk to us about your insistence that this is a ruling and not the judgment, and that the judgment of October 2021 still subsists, and that you remain the national chairman of APGA.
First of all, I saw something on your scroll. Supreme Court affirms Njoku as the APGA chairman. That's rubbish. That is wrong. You should delete it immediately. Edozie Njoku, that man talking there, is fake. He's a fake man, and he knows it's fake. Supreme Court did not give any judgment yesterday. There was no judgment. What was given yesterday was a ruling deleting my name on page 13 of the Supreme Court judgment. Of the Supreme Court judgment of October 14, 2021. That has not changed the substratum, which is the substance of the suit. Is that very clear? Because the Supreme Court was quoting the judgment of Birnin Kudu. I was not at Birnin Kudu, so my name should not be there. I applied at the Court of Appeal to be joined as an interested party. As the national chairman of APGA, they went to Birnin Kudu High Court clandestinely, surreptitiously, to obtain a kangaroo judgment without adding my name to the suit as the national chairman of the party. There is nothing on this earth that confers anything on Edozie Njoku, nothing at all. I was a product of a valid national convention held on the 31st of May, 2019. Evidence is here. The man is running away from documentation. This is the Independent National Electoral Commission issuance of certificate through copies of documents. See it here. Independent and All Progressives Grand Alliance Convention report held on the 31st of May 2019 in Anambra State. See it here. It's very, very clear. And look at the names of the officers that emerged there. Dr. Victor Ikoye, National Chairman, and the 29 other members of the National Working Committee.
All right, but from all that we've seen and heard, this Supreme Court ruling seems to have pushed aside your leadership. Isn't it time for reconciliation? Because you have said that that judgment subsists, while he is saying that the ruling of the Supreme Court takes precedence. Now, in all of this, where do we leave INEC?
Allow me to talk now. This man there doesn't have any fact. My name, I'm still the national chairman of the party, because the judgment of the Supreme Court, which affirmed the judgment of Appeal Court Kano, affirmed me as the national chairman of the party, and the Supreme Court ruling on Friday did not vitiate that judgment of the Court of Appeal of 10th of August 2021. It's as simple as ABC. I don't know why I listened to that man there. That man there is an impostor. It does not exist. He did not organize any national convention in Owerri. There was nothing like that. Ask him there. Let him show you the certificate, if he was given any certificate by INEC. Who monitored his national convention?
He has asked you to talk about that. Were you given any certificate?
Yeah, I want to talk about 4 facts. That will come at the last. 4 facts is that the Supreme Court is dealing with the wait, please.
He said that my name has been deleted. Who deleted my name?
Well, by
judgment of the Supreme Court is very clear.
All right, so let's have you. Let's have you.
I've listened to
you. Just hold on.
Hold yourself.
Let's allow,
let me say my name.
No, allow me to talk.
We've
allowed you enough. You keep talking. Just relax.
No, let me
relax.
That man there is standing trial.
Well, okay, so let's have. Oh yeah, please, can you just hold on?
Let me finish. When I finish, then you speak.
Njoku, can you just go ahead very quickly?
There are 4 facts. 1 fact is that the Supreme Court, everything around the judgment of the Supreme Court, if we take our time to read it, is about the Owerri Convention. Oye did his convention in Oka. Fact 2, when I was removed from Birinkudu, a man called Judo Keke was installed as the acting national chairman of APGA, who was meant to have been my deputy.
That was what led to Umeoji
being the
governorship candidate of APGA in Anambra.
And as soon as that, he ran off to the Court of Appeal. I ran off as well. That court case has now gone up to the Supreme Court, and that my suspension has been cancelled. And Supreme Court said, and they made a mistake and put Oye's name there. And he went and balanced as a national chairman. Now his name has been deleted. He should unbalance himself. He should remove himself from there. Peacefully let the party move forward. We are not fighting. I see his legal advice, they all carrying files. Files are over. Supreme Court has spoken. Oye, my Oga, Ogasa, Oga, you have been deleted.
All right, Chief Oye, maybe you respond to that, because he's still calling you his Oga.
I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised you brought that man talking to me here. That man is well qualified to appear. He's supposed to be in prison. That man is standing trial for forging the judgments of the Supreme Court. Ask him a question there. That deletion he talked about on Friday, ask him why was he parading a forged judgment of the Supreme Court? Who enrolled that order? Ask him there. Who enrolled that order?
Well, was the judgment fake, or it was a judgment that was signed by Justice Mary Odili, who did that and corrected herself upon retirement, that the judgment was misquoted?
No. That thing was paraded was fake. It's supposed to be done through a motion of the court. Where was the motion moved? And who approved the motion for him?
In the Supreme Court's ruling.
There was no ruling. There was no judgment. The judgment of the Supreme Court remains. Nothing has happened to the judgment. That man there is standing trial on 16-count criminal charge. The police have found him culpable and charged him to court.
Isn't it time for reconciliation? Gentlemen, isn't it time for reconciliation?
No reconciliation with a criminal. That man should go to jail.
Well, you wouldn't say he's a criminal when the trial has not been concluded. Now, what's the role of people like Governor Chukuma Soludo in all of this?
There is no role there. Chukuma Soludo cannot deal with a fraudster. That man is a fraudster. He has been asking people to give him money. He positioned two twins in Oka to collect money for him. Well, from unwary candidates of those who had already passed.
Njoku, you would have heard these allegations. How do you react to these allegations by Chief Victor?
The man is fake now.
Just hold on.
You are too impetuous. Relax yourself. Just calm down.
How can I relax?
Just calm down. Let me speak now. Calm down. Let me speak. What's your problem?
So just go ahead. Just go ahead.
He made this allegation on Channels TV yesterday. And the question was, this job had just come out a few hours. When was I able to now position anybody, to be calling anybody, to be collecting anybody, and they are reaching back to you? You know, this is a...
Very quickly as we try to round off this conversation.
No, you know, one thing we must have learned from Trump is that when you keep repeating things, whether they're lies or truth, he keeps repeating.
But did you go on record as asking...
How can I go on record?
Candidates or even people in the last election, those who emerged as APGA candidates?
Never.
I mean...
Never.
Okay,
is
so
it because he's saying it? Never.
Okay,
How?
okay.
How do you told him?
Okay.
Let me call the name of who told him.
Well,
let me call one person.
Very quickly, I'll give you, gentlemen, 30 seconds to round off your submission. And I'll start with you, Chief Oye. What is the way out of this imbroglio?
The way out is that man should be arrested by the police and prosecuted. Ask him which national convention produced him as national chairman. There was no national convention. The man did not hold any national convention. The same 31st of May in Oka, when APGA was holding its legitimate and valid national convention at Dorakure International Conference Center, this man was in a hotel room at Concord Hotel. At the end of our convention, he now issued the express statement that he held the national convention. That man is fake. He must go to jail.
All right.
My words today.
Right.
That man must go to jail.
All right. So, Chief Victor Oye, you would have, Edozie Njoku.
How can you even call me Chief Victor?
Edozie Njoku, you would have heard all that Victor Oye has said. How do you react to all of this, and what's the way out? Very quickly.
The way out in APGA, I don't need to react to most of what he said because he keeps being.
So, how do we restore peace in APGA?
APGA is moving. I was the first vice national chairman of the party. We had a vision when APGA was started, and that vision is still there today. And we are going to work on that vision. I called on him yesterday to go to that your word, and also help us deliver your word. APGA needs to react after what happened in 2023. Right, 2023 for APGA was a total failure. And we need to rebuild, to start politics the way it has always been done. Not on accusation of police and all that. Why am I sitting down here without the police?
Controversy continues.
It's not a controversy.
It looks like you people are not settling for peace or reconciliation. And both of you are insisting that you still remain national chairman of the All Progressives Grand Alliance. Well, it's left for INEC to settle this dispute. INEC's interpretation of the Supreme Court's judgment and ruling will determine all of that. But we must thank you, gentlemen. Edozie Njoku is the APGA National Chairman, and of course, Victor Oye also claiming that he's the APGA National Chairman. And we must thank you, gentlemen, for being on the show. This is where we draw the curtains on the program today. On behalf of our team in London, Lagos, and here in Abuja, thank you for watching, and do enjoy the rest of the day. I'm Somna Sambo.